Welcome to another science experiment with Tina. Today we're going to do an experiment called Colorful Rain in a Glass. So I've got my materials ready. I'm going to use water and some oil, canola oil or vegetable oil is fine. And I have some food colorings. And I have one pipette for my red food coloring that comes in this little dish here, and a couple of popsicle sticks to stir it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my glasses here. So we're going to do two of them. They're going to be the same, but I'm going to use different colors of food coloring, so it's going to look a little bit different when it all comes together. So this is water here, and I'm going to fill it about 2/3 full with water. So I'll just pour that in there. So if you're trying this experiment at home, it's good to have a glass that's clear, so you'll be able to watch what happens to the oil in the water. And you can see through the glass. We'll add a little bit more to that one. So those two are ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got two separate measuring cups. The first one, and both of them actually, I'm going to add some oil to them. So I use about 1/2 cup of my oil. Pour that in, right up to the 1/2 cup measure. There we go, that's 1/2 cup in that one. I'm just going to move that one back and this one up here so you can see me pouring. Another 1/2 cup in this one. Squeeze the bottle, get it going a little bit faster. So 1/2 cup of oil in this one as well. There we go. So now what I'm going to do with the oil, I'm going to add some food coloring to this oil. So the first one, I'm going to put a little bit of red food coloring in this one with my pipette. Just drop it right into that oil, all over the surface there. Can you see what's happening to that? It just kind of comes out in little balls. Because the food coloring is made of water, and the oil doesn't mix with it. It doesn't blend together with that. So now I'm going to add a little bit of the yellow food coloring to this one as well. So just drop some into this oil as well. And those balls, you see them coming down to the bottom? They're also separating from the rest, from the oil in a little ball. Use my other yellow. A little bit more yellow in it. There we go. So I'm going to take my my popsicle stick that I have now, and I'm just going to stir this all up. So this is called emulsifying. So I'm taking my popsicle stick and I'm breaking apart those bubbles of food coloring that I added to the oil. So it just blends it all together. So those, if you notice, those little balls are still in there, separate from the oil, but they become smaller. So I've emulsified that. There we go. So now what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to pour it into that first glass over here. You can notice it going into that water, but it floats right back up to the top again. Because there's oil, like does not mix with that water, so that water separates from that oil. I'm just going to leave that one for a minute. You might be able to see something happening to that one while I mix this other one up. So the next one, this other glass here, I'm going to try a couple different colors in this one. I'm going to try the blue. Put some blue in this one, so drops of blue into that measuring cup. There we go. And then I'm going to add some red to it. Does anybody know what color you might end up with if you mix red and blue together? Does anybody have any guesses? we'll wait and see if you can see what happens with that. I'm going to emulsify this mixture as well, with the red and blue together. We'll wait and see what happens with these two colors. I'm going to pour it in over top of that water in the cup. You see in this one as well how those beads of food coloring, I'm breaking them down with my stick. But they still are separate from that oil. There we go. Just mix and mix, mix. There we go. So I'm going to pour this into the water. And as you notice, as I pour it in, it goes down to the bottom, but it floats right up to that top. The oil separates from the water. There we go. See something happening in this first glass. Have you noticed it too? Let me see. What do you notice coming down in here? So some of that food coloring that was mixed in with the oil is starting to come down into the water, so it's mixing with the water. The food coloring has a water base, so it comes out of that oil, which is heavier than the water, and it comes down into that water. Oh, this one started already too. So we've got a couple of different colors going on there. See some of the red coming down and some of the blue coming down. And maybe we talked about what color we might end up when they get together down in the bottom. Watch as those little bubbles that are sitting on the top kind of dissolve down into that water at the bottom. It takes a little bit of time to do that as they move down. Anybody notice what color is happening over here when the red and the yellow mix together? Oh, if you've guessed orange, you're right. This one, not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. You can really see those little balls of food coloring coming down into that water, can't we? It's been a few minutes, and as you can see, the liquid food coloring has dropped down into the water, and the oil on the top is pretty much just clear, and same with the one over here. And the color that was in the top has dropped all the way down to the bottom. Now this one is pretty much solid. The other one, you can see a few random drops of that food coloring still coming down. And it will continue for a little bit yet. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.